Our story today begins on an island in Indonesia, and we see a very large gang roaming the jungle. It seems they are looking for something specific, and indeed they find a very large collection of ancient artifacts. They are overjoyed because if they sell all the pieces they have on the black market, their lives will completely change. They start celebrating because of this. And each one imagines the things they want to buy and how their life will be after becoming rich. A little later, one of them goes to an empty spot to use the bathroom. By chance, he sees an iron mask lying on the ground and bends down to pick it up. He is very surprised by its appearance.
And what even brought it here? It looks like it's from ancient times.
Yeah, and out of sheer curiosity, he decides to walk a bit further. Maybe he'll find something else. On the way, he finds a small tunnel inside a rocky mountain. Foolishly, he goes in alone without even telling his friends. He thinks that if he finds a treasure inside, he could take it all and escape with it, and then the profit would be much greater than before. And he is surprised when he enters because he finds a very large cave inside and he thought it was just a small place. There are also many rooms in front of him and he doesn't know which direction to go. He understands that this cave was made many years ago. And all these rooms surely contain treasures. He doesn't realize he's walked into death with his own feet. Before he can move from his spot, the ground splits beneath him. And he tries to grab onto anything before he falls, and he keeps screaming loudly and asking for help, and of course no one was no one hears him. In the end, he falls into the crack and completely disappears. A few years after what happened, a group of explorers goes to the same island, and it seems they are there to search for the treasures everyone talks about. None of them expect the disasters that happen on the island or that it is actually cursed, putting all their lives in danger. A very wealthy businessman named Ben comes with them. And he insists that his girlfriend travels with him to the island. He explains to them that he is very interested in history, especially the period when Japan made many hideouts on this island during the war. Surely these hideouts contain treasures from the old days and archaeological items, and of course Ben is obsessed with them and wants to collect them all for himself, and that's why he assembles this team himself. He brings a well-known leader along with the soldiers who work with him to accompany and secure him throughout the journey. They also take an archaeologist named Jessica with them so she can discover the artifacts and determine which ones are important. They keep searching for many hours. Unfortunately, they haven't found anything at all so far. The leader tries to keep Ben and his girlfriend safe and protect his team all the time. And when he feels they are wasting time, he asks them to split into groups. Each group goes in a direction to search so they can cover a larger area in a short time. And suddenly, while they are talking, they hear a very loud explosion nearby. Naturally, they all get scared and shocked, so they quickly run towards the source of the sound. They are shocked when they find a human skeleton lying in front of them. The leader tries to control the situation and reassures Ben and his girlfriend, approaching to see what's inside the cave. After all that, they are shocked to find out that their colleague played a prank on them, nothing more. The leader gets very upset with him and argues with him, and he asks them to adhere to the rules and orders he gives them. Right after that, they find out there is an old hideout very close to them. Ben insists that Jessica should be the first to enter because she is a scientist and will be able to identify the artifacts easily. And of course, Jessica is very scared because the place is dark and looks worrying and terrifying. When Ben senses that she is scared, he asks them to wait outside and goes in with her. As soon as they enter, they start searching the pieces on the ground piece by piece. At the same time, the leader and his team feel that something is wrong. They are surprised that Ben is risking his life and has traveled all this distance for some artifacts even though he is already very wealthy. By chance, Ben in Oshi's this patient sensations, Ben and Jessica find bodies lying on the ground. When they examine them closely, they discover that they are Japanese soldiers and that they have been there since the Second World War. Jessica takes pictures of everything she sees. Ben reassures them that they are almost close to their goal and that they are now on the right path. Without giving him more details, she takes him outside again and asks him to explore the area more because they will surely find the hideout with all the artifacts. After walking a long distance, they find themselves in front of a forest filled with trees from all directions, which can easily cover the soldiers. And that's why the Japanese chose this island, believing they could hide there without anyone reaching them. They continue walking for very long hours. Then they arrive at an old mining area. By chance, while searching around, they see a door located under the mine. And it seems that it leads underground. The leader becomes very worried about its appearance to the extent that he doesn't want to risk his team by going down. Unfortunately, Ben insists that they open the door, and he feels that this is the target they are looking for. It cannot slip away from his grasp no matter the cost. Since Ben is the one funding the entire mission, the leader had to follow orders against his will. Indeed, one of the team manages to force the door open and they all enter inside with excitement and fear. Suddenly, before they can move from their spot, a gang appears and starts shooting at them from all directions. A big battle breaks out between the two sides. The leader and his team try to protect Ben and his girlfriend in every way possible because that's their job. They do everything they can to get them inside quickly. And in the end, one of the gang throws a grenade at them, blowing up the entire entrance and sealing them in. And they find themselves trapped inside this cave. One of them gets injured and they try to help him quickly. They treat the minor injuries they have. They are very surprised at how this gang knew their location and why they are even being shot at. Yeah, and they feel that something wrong is happening. The boy who was injured gets worse and can't bear the pain. His condition deteriorates over time. The leader gets very angry with Ben because he is the reason for all this and didn't explain to them that this could happen in the first place. And when they press Ben in the conversation, he admits for the first time that his father came here a few years ago to search for large quantities of gold buried underground. No one has been able to find this gold until now. Surely this gang found out they were coming to look for the gold, and that's why they tried to get rid of them. And now all their lives are in danger because of Ben. And the leader has a huge fight with him and doesn't want to continue the mission at all. Like, the situation escalates further because the injured boy actually dies. And this makes the whole team upset and affected. The leader insists on taking his men and leaving this island. Even Ben is convinced by their words and agrees to go with them. The problem is they think the entrance is blocked by huge rocks. They consider another way to get out quickly. They start moving in the other direction, looking for a way out. By chance, they self-use from an alpha, as they see a very small opening and are forced to enter through it. So they are shocked to find that it leads to a huge staircase going further underground and that they have entered a very large maze with no beginning or end. And they understand that the Japanese army is the one who made all these bunkers. They were very meticulous in all the details to ensure safety, making it difficult for anyone to reach them. They keep walking until they reach a very old wooden bridge. They are afraid to walk on it in case it collapses. Since they have no other solution, they take the risk and move one after the other. Suddenly, the electricity turns on around them. The leader becomes very scared at that moment, feeling that there might be someone from the gang with them in this place. And he asks the whole team to stop until he figures out what to do. They see a large Japanese flag hanging on the wall, and it seems to be from the war days. The only thing occupying their minds is how the lights are still on until now and how they turned on by themselves. And he remains scared inside, feeling that someone is watching them. He asks them to be cautious with every step. They stay together all the time and remain ready for any attack. After a while, they reach a room that clearly was a storage room. They are surprised to find medical equipment and masks inside that look very strange, and it seems it was a place where scientists conducted secret experiments. And indeed, when they search more, they find photos that confirm their suspicions, showing that the Japanese army conducted very horrific experiments on prisoners and they tortured them with extreme brutality, trying anything imaginable on them. They take all these documents with them because they expose everything the Japanese army did in the past. After seeing all this, the leader suspects that something wrong is happening. He is certain that the Japanese army would never hide its treasures in a place like this. And he understands that Ben and Jessica are playing with them and hiding something big. The issue isn't about treasure at all, and that's why he refuses to continue with them. At that moment, one of the guards stands outside and suddenly feels that someone is standing behind him. Indeed, a mysterious person wearing a terrifying mask appears, staring at him from afar. As soon as he turns his head, the person disappears as if he was never there. We then understand that they are truly not alone in that place. A big fight breaks out between Ben and the whole team. They want to know what he's hiding and why he's lying to them. At that moment, Jessica looks at Ben and asks him to tell them the truth because he can't hide it any longer. And when he refuses to speak, she decides to tell the story herself. She explains to them that this place was not a mining area in the past. It was a large hospital. Suddenly, the Japanese army took control of the entire island and used the hospital as a secret